One thing happened when I was 19 or 20. When I was 19 or 20, I skydived for the first time. The wind blew us, all three of us, off, and I landed in the trees. And I crossed my feet and crossed my arms, and I crashed through like 75 feet of forest. And I landed so softly, I thought I was dead. And I heard a bird, and I go, maybe my eyes are closed. And they were. And I was standing with my feet crossed like this. In other words, if I jumped off this chair, I couldn't land with I landed so softly, I didn't even know I'd landed. And the chute was up in a tree 3 stories high. And I just wanted, and at the time I thought, oh, what are the odds of this? But I didn't realize how much I was being taken care of. But I just wondered if you had any more to add to that.
Well, every landing should be soft like that. That's it. So, but what were the elements that caused you to be in the place where you allowed that? Well, you were first of all, you were in a vibrational place where you had much more to do. In other words, you were not on your way out of this physical experience. Your vibrational stance was such. But what happened before that? In other words,
I was praying like the Baptist I was raised. I was a French atheist before I landed over the trees.
But before that, so you jumped out of an airplane,
right?
And then the wind took you into a current and so you didn't land on the spot that you thought you were meant to land on.
Correct.
And what we want to say to you is that the universe has constant land currents that are blowing you to your softest landing all the time. And that if you would just relax and go with the flow of that, rather than fighting it and trying to justify. In other words, if you'd had it your way, you'd have landed where you meant to land and you've probably broken both legs. You see what we're getting at?
Right.
It's the realization that we know how it must feel odd to you, because we say you are the creator of your own reality. And then we say to you, and you are in very good hands. And Esther has been asking the question, well, then Abraham, who's the you that you're talking about? I am the creator of my own reality, but who is the I am that you're talking about? And we say, it's you here in your physical body, but it's the larger part of you that remains non-physically focused. In other words, we are all in this together. And so when you accept that the basis of your life is one of absolute well-being, and that well-being will always be your experience, and that the only time that you're not experiencing well-being is in some moment when you're pinching it off for some reason, that you're trying to justify something in some way. Well-being is so dominant in your experience. So as you have an experience like that and you think back on it, you can't explain how it happened. Lots of people have experiences that what we were reaching for when we said what happened was there was a sort of giving up. There was an inevitability that happened within you, and a feeling of inevitability, because you knew that you could not, those were conditions that you could not control. And so in knowing that there were conditions that you could not control, in the extreme of that situation, you just followed impulse. You were receiving inspiration in a very powerful way. And the way that you were moving your body had to do with your inner being's understanding of wind resistance and where the tree was in relationship to where you wanted to be. You're following what we are getting at? In other words, when we say to you that the source within you knows right where you stand in relationship to everything you want, and knows the paths of least resistance to get you there, and is offering constant guidance in the form of impulses, then you begin to understand why we are putting such importance upon you meditating and getting a massage and putting your feet in the water and basking and taking care of yourselves and being good to yourself and thinking nice thoughts about yourself and about others, creating the vibrational atmosphere that is conducive to you receiving the impulses that Source is offering you constantly. In other words, we want you to understand that you don't have to be in a death-defying experience in order to receive guidance. But it's interesting, that's when you pray. you see, what we're getting at, don't you?
Yeah.
We want you to accept the well-being that surrounds you and look for the evidence all the time. We're not just talking about source energy being there to help you not crash as you're falling from a tangled up parachute. We're talking about source being there with the thought that fits the best, and with the gate that causes the rendezvous, and with the impulse that puts you in the right place at the right time. We're talking about the alignment on all aspects of your being, from mental acuity to physical acuity. We're talking about right place, right time in all things. We're talking about using this energy that creates worlds. We're talking about accessing infinite intelligence and focusing it into this moment in time. There are no big creations and little creations. There's just creation. And there's satisfaction or dissatisfaction in every moment, and you have control over that, you see. Ooh, so good when you get the hang of this. So fun. Fun all the time, fun all the time, fun all the time. Not work, 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 take a vacation for 2 weeks. Not work, 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 hoping for a dream home or a dream life or a dream lover or a dream car or a dream something. It doesn't work like that. It's nice now and nice there now and nice now and nice now. It's good now, it's clear now, it's fun now. We want you to vacillate between clarity and fun and feelings of elation and feelings of contentment and satisfaction. It's supposed to feel good to you all of the time. It feels good to us all of the time. And you are the providers of the new terrain, which make it expansive and exciting for all of us. You said, I'll go forth as pioneers, but not one of you said, I'll go forth and be a pioneer, and I will sacrifice my joy for your expansion. Not one of you said that. Not one of you said it. It wouldn't be asked of any of you. Not one of you said it, and none of you mean it. You meant to come forth to live in joy. That is your natural legacy. That is who you are. That's what's right for you. That's how you're supposed to feel. You're not supposed to be all wadded up in tension and trying to get it right, and punishment and punishment of yourself and punishment of others. It's not about that. It's about love and joy and expansion and feeling good and never-endedness and eternalness. That's what you keep signing on for, you see. Right. And the reason that you come again and again is because life just keeps giving you more expansive arenas to play in, more contrast in order to launch rockets, more calling of source energy, more potential for more living of life, a greater ability to comprehend the life that you're living, a greater ability to experience the appreciation that we all feel. We're all in this together. You're doing really well, and we're appreciating your part. We would like you to have more fun in your part. Yeah. Enough?
Great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Hard to imagine.